My name is Christa Hunt, and I am a photographer. And I've been photographing since I was a little girl, about the age of 10 years old. I learned how to take pictures by just taking pictures. Well, it started off when my parents bought me a 110 camera. 110 camera. For those of you who know, the 110 camera was this thin little camera, and it had it was a unique camera. Yeah, it was, yeah. But yeah, it was first camera, and it had about 10 frames, 10, 12, 24 frames, and I would take pictures of my family. And that's how I did, practice, by photographing my sisters, and take them out to the park, and around the neighborhood, and just practice doing that. And I loved it because it was the joy I received when I looked at the prints and I saw these moments that were captured at that time. And I knew that, they couldn't be given back. These were moments that were captured days. And here it is. I'm looking at that moment. And that's the joy I got out of taking pictures. So all that to say, to kind of introduce you to this episode that I'm doing for the first time here on the Christa Hunt Photography YouTube channel. And it's called Behind the Lens with Christa Hunt Photography. And I'm going to talk to you today about 3 keys to capturing meaningful moments. So let's begin. Welcome to Behind the Lens with Christa Hunt Photography, where we go beyond the camera and talk about what it takes to create images that tell a story. Number 1, preparation. Yes, preparation. Every great photograph begins before the shutter clicks. Preparation is about knowing your event, and that means get there in advance and just scout out the area, meaning the location, the lighting, setup, parking, traffic, where the building is, where the room is, all those little details, right? So that's your preparation of knowing your event. Understanding your client, what their needs are, the results that they want from the images. Checking your equipment. Make sure your batteries, lenses are cleaned, cameras are working properly, cards are working properly, and flashes. You have all your equipment together that you're going to need, all your tools that you need for that day. Okay, you want to charge your batteries, everything up the night before, a few days before. Actually, I start like a week in advance charging batteries, making sure everything's done, because I want everything charged 2 days before the event, right? Maybe 3 days, because if I need to go out and purchase more equipment, then I can do that in advance. So make sure your equipment is working properly, and being mentally ready, right? You want to go in there with a clear mind, right? You want to make sure that you are focused on the task at hand, which is taking pictures of this event. So make sure you are focused on just that, okay? You don't want to be thinking of anything else. It will produce better quality images, and you're going to get great results. So when you're prepared, you can focus on the people and the moments instead of worrying about the details. Okay. Number 2, capture the moment. Be ready. Some of the most powerful images happen in a split second. A smile, a tear, a hug, or a look of pride. As photographers, we must stay alert and anticipate those moments before they happen. That means have that camera here, guys. Have it here, be ready, be ready. No, we're not ready. Be ready. Don't have the camera down here on the side unless you want to miss some important shots, because by the time you pull it up, that moment is gone. So have your camera ready, okay? Anticipate those moments before they happen. Being ready allows us to preserve memories that can never be recreated. So if you missed it, you can't tell them, oh, can you embrace or hug again? I missed it. No, yeah, it can be recreated, but not exactly like the moment that just happened. Okay, so be ready. It makes you connected, and it makes the client happy that you were on point, right? Now, if you ask them to recreate a moment that just happened, they may, start thinking about, what were you doing when my dad walked me down the aisle? Where were you? Why didn't you capture it? Right. So anticipate those moments. Right. Number 3, create moments through connection. Photography is more than taking pictures. It's building relationships. When you connect with the people, they become comfortable, authentic, and confident. Those genuine interactions create meaningful moments that shine through every image. The best photographs often come from the trust and connection you build with your subjects. In closing, remember that great photography is a combination of preparation, readiness, and connection. When you bring all 3 together, you don't just take pictures, you tell stories that last a lifetime. This is Christa Hunt with Behind the Lens. Until next time, keep looking for the light, embracing the moment, and creating memories worth sharing.